KA1 Radio. KA1 Radio. KA1 Radio. KA1 Radio. KA1 Radio.
Our Almighty God, Creator of heaven and earth, Father and lover of our soul, you sit on your throne of mercy and rule with your love and faithfulness. You are full of grace. We acknowledge your presence in our lives. Nothing is hidden in your eyes, even our challenges and struggles in life. We come to you with faith. We ask not only for our daily spiritual bread, but to seek your forgiveness and undeserving favor to heal our land, our family members, our friends and neighbors, even our enemies with COVID-19 and other diseases. Holy Spirit, help us to deepen our faith and see the opportunity to believe, obey, and worship. As we face this pandemic, you are Lord and God. Encourage us and change our hearts, not to fear, but to be full of hope and find ourselves praying and meditating your word. We believe no works of the enemy prosper to your children. Abba, Father, we believe that your Son Jesus Christ is Lord and Savior. He is the truth and our salvation. Hear our prayers, O Lord, and most of all, not our will, but thy will be done. We pray this in Jesus' name, the name above all names, who was and is to come. Amen.
Naghahatid saya sa mga Pinoy, mga kanta at programang Tatak Pinoy. Napapanood at napapakinggan kahit saan ka man. Streaming worldwide. In South Manila, this is V81 Radio.
Malayo ka man sa iyong pamilya, dito ay hindi ka nag-iisa. Tiyak ito'y iyong hahanap-hanapin, dahil ito ang nagpapasaya sa atin.
Radio.
Ito ang radio mo, ito ang radio ko.
KA1 Radio. KA1 Radio.
Dahil mahal namin kayo.
KA1 Radio. KA1 Radio.
Para sa inyo ito, V81 Radio. Ito ang paborito ng bawat Pilipino. Basta all hits, all Pinoy, panalo. Merong kwentong iyakan at tawanan. Kahit nasaan ka man, ito'y mapapakinggan.
KA1 Radio.
Ito ang radio mo, ito ang radio ko.
KA1 Radio. KA1 Radio.
Dahil mahal namin kayo.
V81 Radio. V81 Radio.
Para sa inyo ito, V81 Radio.
V81 Radio.
Ito ang radio mo, ito ang radio ko.
V81 Radio.
Dahil mahal namin kayo.
V81 Radio. V81 Radio.
Para sa inyo ito, V81 Radio.
The views and opinions expressed by the host do not necessarily state or reflect those of the company and its management. Furthermore, the views and opinions of the guests do not reflect those of the host, the show, this station, the management, and the network. Here now is the program for the millennials that will showcase young professionals' worth, aspirations, and successes in doing what they believe is right, progressive, and inclusive. Join them as they discover the path to self and societal fulfillment while making a difference. Hosted by empowered and cool millennial Erika Mison, together with her fellow millennials, they will be making a difference. Only here on V81 Radio, Manila.
Good afternoon, everyone. You are now tuned in to Making a Difference. This is a show created to inspire and motivate the youth of today. My name is Erika Mison, and I'm the host of Making a Difference here on V81 Radio Manila. So, good afternoon, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me here today on my last episode of the season. I just want to thank everyone, especially those who have been watching since season 1. Thank you for continuing to support Making a Difference. It has grown so much, and I've met so much people along the way. And I just want to thank everyone for just continuing to support the show. So before we dive into today's episode, of course, I'd like to give like a very quick recap on what happened last episode. So last episode, I had Rain Zamudio. He is the founder and president of Elevate Health Project that's actually based in Bicol. So this organization is under the ASEAN Youth Organization, and they advocate for good health and well-being. So if you want to watch that episode and all my other episodes since season 1, you can watch it here on Facebook, on Making a Difference Facebook page. Or you can also watch it on V81 Radio Manila's YouTube channel as well. So hello to those who are watching on Facebook and on YouTube. I hope you're all doing well and of course staying safe as usual. Now, I am excited for today's season ender. We actually have a guest who has been here before a couple seasons back, so you may recognize him. But I would like to introduce to you the first nominee of the KASAMA party list, Atty. Layl Matba. Hi, Attorney. There. Hi, Attorney. How are you?
Hi. I'm great. Thanks for having me.
Welcome
How are
back.
you?
I'm good. Thank you. Thank you for asking. So, ayun, Attorney here has been on the show a couple of seasons back, and we're happy to have him here again. You know, it's great to see friends here on Making a Difference. Now, before we start, Attorney, we have a new pakulo already since ilang
Mm-hmm.
season lang Making a Difference. We usually have a couple of questions that we ask the guest, and it's just an either or kind of thing. And all you need to do is just answer. No need to explain. Very quick. Are you ready?
Okay. Sure.
Okay. All right. So first question, Attorney. Early bird or night owl?
Early bird.
Okay. Do you prefer nights out or staying in?
Staying in.
Staying in. Okay. Warm or cool?
Cool.
Good. Okay. Sweet or savory?
Savory.
Savory. Okay, this one. Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes, okay. All right. What is your current obsession at the moment?
Current obsession. I don't know. Pokemon Go?
Oh, okay. Oh, that's still alive pa pala. Okay, nice.
Yeah, it is. It is.
All right. Do you prefer being book smart or street smart?
Street smart.
Street smart. Okay. Favorite day of the week, attorney?
Monday.
Monday? No. Okay.
Yeah.
What is one item you cannot live without?
Uh, my phone. My phone.
My phone. Okay, so that's it. There you have it. This is
Okay.
attorney. This is attorney Lyle Matba. If you have any questions for attorney or if you want him magpa-shoutout kayo kay attorney, go ahead. Please comment down below whether you're watching on Facebook and on YouTube. And again, please don't forget to share this live to your friends and your relatives so that they can come in and join the conversation with me and attorney Lyle. Okay, so attorney, maybe you could introduce yourself very quickly again, especially to those who haven't seen you yet.
Okay.
Um, Go ahead.
Hi, I'm Layl Matba. I'm 30 years old. I'm a lawyer by profession, and I'm from the province of Tawi-Tawi.
Okay. So, Attorney Lyle, I just want to ask, what made you pursue law in the first place?
Why did I go to law school? How do we answer this? There are two questions
Mm,
that I asked. Number one, what does society need?
mhm,
And number two, what talents do I have?
mhm,
And based on those two questions, I realized that uh, there's a shortage, there's difficulty in access to justice here in the Philippines. And I felt that going into law would be the best use of my talents.
mhm. Okay. So, was this, when did you, in what phase in your life did you realize all of this?
I was, how old was I? 22, 21, 22. At
Oh, so
that point,
you were still in
uh,
university.
no, no, I graduated, I was 19,
Mhm.
and I felt like, I was invincible, I could do everything. And 2 years into that experiment, I've made quite a few mistakes already.
Yeah.
And that's when, just life
Mhm.
beats you down. Sometimes life just beats you down to a pulp, and then you start meeting these questions. And yeah, I think I was about 22, 23, 22. Yeah, after a string of mistakes.
Okay. All right. So, Attorney Lyle is actually from Tawi-Tawi. Maybe you'd like to share something about Tawi-Tawi. Where is Tawi-Tawi actually located?
Tawi-Tawi is the southernmost province of the Philippines.
Mhm.
Actually, the municipality where I'm registered in Satangkay, we're nearer to Malaysia than we are to the next Philippine province. Uh, it's great. It's fantastic in Tawi-Tawi. It's peaceful there. Please come over. Please help promote our local tourism. Summer's a great time to come over. Ah, wait, it's elections. Maybe after elections, right?
Okay.
And when all this pandemic thing is over, please come over.
Okay. Definitely. We would love to see Tawi-Tawi. Okay.
Yeah.
So, Attorney Lyle, I guess it's
Yes.
been a bit over a year since you were last here on Making a Difference, if I'm not
Over a
mistaken.
year. Yeah. Over
Yeah.
a year.
So, what have you been up to since that time until today?
Wow. What have I been up to? It's just been work, and right now I'm full time with the KASAMA party list. It's been a lot. Yeah. It's been largely Kasama party list.
Right. Okay. Okay. So, I just want to ask a personal question. Do you
Mm-hmm.
have what is your most memorable law school memory?
Most memorable law school memory. The thing is, for me, uh, the lessons, the laws, every lawyer, every law student will tell you, well, won't tell you, but the honest truth is, we'll forget about them. Those lessons. Some laws, some cases, forget here and there. But what I do remember are the times with people. I do remember the people, the friends, the we just laugh at how much we do not know. Basically, yung legal knowledge doon, nandyan lang naman yan eh. Nandun naman sa libro. You could access it in Google. Pero yung matatandaan ko talaga kasi yung mga kasama ko.
Right. Yeah. I'm sure they've made your life a bit easier, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just as a shout out to my fellow millennials, I suppose. Since I'm a millennial also. It's pretty much like Hogwarts. It's not the spells. It's not the contests that you remember. It's the time you spend with your Hermione, with your Ron Weasley.
Definitely. So, attorney, what is one advice that you would give to law students right now? I know there may be a few watching or maybe interested to take up law. So, what's one advice that you would give to them?
For law students or for those who want to go to law school?
Okay. So, sige, we can do both.
Okay, for those who haven't gone, who are thinking of going to law school, life's too short to be in law school, so maybe you may want to go to somewhere else. uh, no, but kidding aside, I don't know what to tell you really. For law students, I don't know what to tell you. I suppose it is just the same answer, which would be enjoy the view, enjoy the ride. These days won't be repeated ever again, and whatever's in front of you, just be happy, just enjoy, and make the most out of what's in front of you.
All right. Thanks, attorney. So, right now, if for those of you who are just tuning in right now, attorney Layl is actually the first nominee of the Kasama party list. So, attorney, what's it like, being the first nominee actually of the party list? Or maybe you could sort of explain first, how does the party list work here in the Philippines? Maybe there are some people who aren't really familiar pa with it. Maybe you could
Okay,
explain that first. Yeah.
okay, sure. Um, the closest analogy I could give, so that just to keep the ball rolling, just to start the ball rolling. Being in a party list feels like being in an NGO or
Mhm.
in a small company. You have a set of goals you have to do, and you have to work with a team, right?
Mhm.
And it's pretty much, for example, last month, Typhoon Odette barreled through southern Philippines. So pretty much like any other group, any other civil society organization or any organization for that matter, we mobilized our operatives in Mindanao, right, to deliver assistance to those who need it the most. Because basically, if I had to explain it to someone who doesn't know what a party list is, basically like your any other organization uh, with a set of rules and then goals.
Okay. So, what's it like being the first nominee? How come pala may second nominee pa ba sa party list, or does it depends per party list? How does that work?
Okay. Okay, under the law, party lists have to submit at least 5 nominees. You could go theoretically up to 10, 11,
Okay.
uh, depending on what your organization feels like.
Mm-mm.
But you need to submit at least 5. But uh, you're only going to win up to 3 seats.
Okay, got it. So pressure. Do you feel the pressure? Because I mean, you're the first nominee at such a young age. I mean, attorney, you're only still 30. So what's it like?
As first nominee, it's a lot of calls. Uh, because it's the pandemic, I can't physically meet up with people.
Mm,
And many of our coordinators, many of our members are not exactly in places with strong internet signal, which
yeah.
is why many times, really, I could go on for 3 hours
Okay.
on phone calls, and
Yeah.
it's exhausting, but it's still fulfilling because we're able to organize and deliver what we have to deliver at the end of the day.
Right. Okay. So yun nga. So speaking of the pandemic, no,
Hmm.
um, how is it now? I'm sure it's different. Talaga everybody works differently now because of the pandemic, right? So how are things for you? How are things for the party lists? Given now we're still going through this pandemic.
It's definitely a challenge.
Mm.
We had to improvise a lot. We had to adapt because we don't have a choice. And for some areas, we're fortunate when uh, the number of cases aren't that high, that minimal. We're able to organize people, but of course, still observing minimum social distancing protocols. Open area, it's always open area because we don't want the virus to to spread, Uh, but it's just really it's been difficult. It's been difficult,
It's been
but we
difficult.
try. We adapt.
Mm-mm. Right, right. Attorney, we have a question here actually from
Uh huh.
MM Mercado, and he or she is asking, is Tawi Tawi safe to go for a vacation?
Yes, it is. Yes,
Mm.
it is. Outside of the pandemic situation, right?
Mm.
Tawi-Tawi is a peaceful province. The majority tribe in Tawi-Tawi is the Sama tribe. Here in Manila, we're known more as Badjao. Yeah,
Mm.
right. And we're the kind of chill people. We live on the sea, right? Not in the sea, but we live on the sea, right? Our house is on stilts over
Mm-hmm.
water. It's a chill life. It's an ocean life. Like you could hear Moana soundtrack playing, and it's all great. It's all good.
So, if you're a beach person, I guess
Yeah,
Tawi
definitely.
Tawi would be the
Yeah,
place.
come over. Yeah,
Yeah.
please.
Actually, may follow-up si MM Mercado. Where
Uh-huh.
can we stay daw? Is there a resort there, or is it more of like the adventurous backpacking type of thing in Tawi-Tawi?
Both. Both. There are some resorts, some hotels also. And if you're into the backpacking kind of lifestyle, you could also definitely do that there.
Nice. I bet there's so much things to do in Tawi-Tawi. And I bet I'm imagining
Yeah,
the
yeah.
food is also great there too.
We could go diving. Yeah, whether
Mhm.
you're scuba diving or you're a skin diver or a free diver, you could do that definitely. There's the first masjid, the first mosque rather in the Philippines is
Ah!
in Tawi-Tawi. Yeah, you could check it out. What else is there? There's a lot of seafood, of course, in Tawi-Tawi. There's more seafood than chicken in some places. And
Okay.
yeah, yeah, please come over, come over.
Yes. All right. So, attorney, I'm gonna go just a bit personal here. Um, Now that you are the first nominee of the party list, how would you describe yourself um, prior to all of this, prior to even joining the party list, compared now? Like, is there a comparison, or were there times that you would look back na, oh, I was like this before, but now I'm totally different? How would you
Mm-hmm.
describe yourself?
Back then, I mean, back then when I was in my first appearance here, I was
Mm,
chief of staff, right?
right.
And back then, my mentality was, if I wanted something to happen, I would do it myself, right,
Mm,
in the fastest and the most efficient way possible. But as I became full time, kasi I had to leave my job there at the chief of staff position to be full time here in Kasama Party List. Uh, Now I work with the team.
mhm,
Now I have to trust in the talents and the individual talents of my team members, of my teammates, so that we could move forward as one unit. That's the biggest difference, I would say, between me and becoming full time here in the party list. Now I have to I have to harness the strength of a team so
right,
that we could achieve our goals.
right, right. So it's really working, no, with
Yeah,
others, yeah, as
yeah,
well.
yeah.
Yeah, that's great. So what's your typical week like? Like you and your team, no, as in the party list,
A typical week. A
mm-mm.
typical week.
Especially now.
Mm, when the again, because we always have to reckon with the pandemic.
Yeah.
Uh, when the cases are low,
Mhm.
and of course, all of us get vaccinated. Please get vaccinated. If you've been vaccinated, have your booster shot. So, of course, all of my team members were all vaccinated and boosted.
Okay.
And so, when the cases are low, we try as much as possible to meet up. But even then, we had to minimize it. So, how does a week look like? It's basically calls, trying to make things happen without having to physically meet up. It's a huge challenge. It's calls, it's Zoom meetings, it's following up, it's kamustahan, of course,
Yes.
because um, we have to remember these team members, they're not just numbers, they're not tools, they're people.
Yeah.
Sometimes they have problems also. So kind of say hi, hello, hey, what's up? Let's just have some dinner.
Mm-mm. All right.
Yeah,
Attorney, what is something that the viewers might not know about being in a party list?
might not know, might
Mm-mm.
not know. Being in the party lists. Actually, not many people know about party lists.
Yeah.
So it would be a lot. um, yeah, I remember also because before I didn't know really what
Mm,
party lists are about,
mm,
and yeah, I guess I'd go back to what I said earlier. It's basically like you're in a small company, or like if you're in college, it feels like you're in a student organization, still in your student organization, or in student council if that's your thing. It's
mm.
just the same thing. You have some projects, you have some events to pull off, you have some membership to swell, to recruit, right? You have some advocacies, you have some platforms, principles you want to forward. Yeah, it basically feels like you're in a student council. Only right now, you're out of college. It's real world. It's your actions have real world impact.
Yep, definitely. So, given all of that, attorney, what made you decide to actually join a party list and run?
What made me decide to join Kasama party list?
Mm-mm.
It's the same. It's the same
Same.
as I just said a while ago.
Mm-mm.
What The 22-year-old version of me, I had the same issue. I had different issues. I had different problems. But now, what was that? 8 years later, uh, I'm not. I'm not that old yet.
Yeah.
But when you cross, Erika, when you cross 29, going 30,
Mhm.
you start realizing that you have some responsibilities also, not just to your family, but to the society. And the society has lots of problems. So
Mm.
going back to your question, what made me do this? It's the same questions when I was 22. What problems does society have? And number two, uh, what sorts of talents do I have such that I could contribute to helping sort out the problems that the society has. And as I went through those questions, I realized that, oh, yeah, sure, let's do this. Let's do this. Because it's a different game when you're actually crafting policy, right? Borne out by my experience over the past 3 years.
Mhm.
And I said, yeah, I might as well put myself out there and see where it goes.
Yeah, exciting. I'm excited for you, attorney. I mean, I think
Thank you. I'm excited also.
I think you're. I think you're the only one that I know who is actually, joining a party list and running at that age, at least. So
Really?
I mean,
I
yeah,
never personally know.
me personally, I don't think I
Okay.
know
Okay.
as well. Yeah. Okay. So on a lighter note, attorney, how do you manage your workload? Or as they say, may personal life ka pa ba? Ganon.
Personalized.
Yeah, do you still have a personal life? I
A
mean,
personal life.
we're still young, right?
Yeah.
How do you balance everything? You have such
How
a
do
big
I?
responsibility right now. Yeah.
Uh, how do I balance? Okay. First of all, I have a planner. I still have a planner. Where is it? Oh my god! I just cleared the table for the setup, right? But number one, I have a planner. I write. I'm old school that way, but I have to write. Uh, like January 29th, a radio interview with Erika.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, Actually, it starts and ends with that for me. Uh, it has to be uh, in my planner.
Okay. As long as it's in your planner. So you
Yes.
really
If it's
rely on
not
it.
there, it's not there. It's not happening.
Okay. Yep. I agree. I'm actually like that too.
Yeah. Right.
But yeah,
Right.
I would really look at it. Okay, what's next? What's next for today? Really
Yeah.
like looking at it. Okay. So, um, what has changed for you in the last 2 years, no, into the pandemic? Did you
What
go
has
through
changed?
some realizations, or besides then, of course, joining the party list?
Oh my goodness, that's a ton of realizations when you're just confined to your own thoughts.
Mm. Yeah.
Uh, Siguro, it's just this. You 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 you'd see this all over Twitter or Instagram if that's your thing.
Mhm.
About as you grow older, your circle of friends gets smaller, right?
Mm. Mhm.
And of course, when the pandemic happened, everybody's circles just shrank, right?
Uh-huh. Yeah.
But for my end, as it shrank, as my world shrank, uh, my circle of friends was solidified.
Mm.
Those were the friends that uh, suddenly were our relationships. Basically, our relationships shrunk. The number of our relationships shrunk, but our friendships deepened as a result of the pandemic. You learn to value more the time you spend, the laughs you have with the friends that you have. Yeah, I think that's basically if I had to pick one from the endless dreadful moments just lying down.
Attorney, may nagtatanong daw, kumusta daw
Yeah,
love
go
life?
ahead. Uy, mga chismoso na yung mga nagtatanong ha. Ha? Love life, kamusta love life?
May nagka-love life pa during pandemic. Meron, may mga iba meron, may mga iba nag-break
Aha,
now. How was that for you?
love life. Ano na?
Ano?
Ano na? After elections talaga yung
After
question na yan.
elections?
After elections. Focus tayo, focus. Elections first. We campaign first. We campaign.
Okay. Okay. Attorney, what would you say is the hardest thing or that that you do right now,
The
being in the party,
hardest thing that I do.
you say?
The hardest thing that I do being in the party list.
Yeah.
As first nominee, I have to make sure everything's running smoothly,
Mhm.
right? It's a tough act to make sure, uh, everything's properly coordinated, the details are ironed out, everybody's on the same page. What time is it? How much money do we need? When is the meeting? It's all uh, uh, it's all planning, right? The execution also has to be, of course, as much as possible, as flawless as we can. And it's a daily thing. I can't pick one specific hardest thing, but being on our toes, being able to deliver what we need to deliver for those who need the most, right? It's a daily thing. It's a daily thing.
So given all of that, attorney, what motivates you or what pushes you to keep on going?
What motivates me? Oh
Pang
my
Miss
goodness.
Universe question.
Yeah. What motivates me? What motivates me? For this, okay. Uh, for the party list work, right? I remember this was way back when there was no pandemic yet.
Mm.
Few years back, I met this kid who, well, he was underage, and circumstances forced him to work. Uh, he shouldn't be. He shouldn't be in a working. He should be in a school, right? Uh, but what struck me the most was I had a conversation with him, and I asked him, ano bang mga pangarap mo sa buhay, right? Uh, and he just looked down and he said, sa totoo lang sir, uh, wala na akong mga pangarap eh. It was heavy to hear back then, and it's still heavy to hear right now. This is way back. I wasn't a lawyer yet. So it's those kinds of people, those kinds of kids who, of course, not everybody has to dream big, right? Some people are just happy, drifting with life, enjoying and stuff. But it was particularly heartbreaking to see his face and to hear that voice say those words. And that's one of the things that nudge me forward as I do this party list thing.
Attorney, how do you think you personally can make a difference?
What? What?
Sorry.
One Miss Universe question after the other, huh? Can you say that again, please? Could you say that again? What,
How can you personally make a
make a
difference?
difference.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. How can I personally make a difference? Uh, I can make the difference, personally make the difference, if you could help me. If you could help Kasama Party List get elected in Congress this coming May 2022. Uh, I am. I think I'm gonna enjoy the job on a personal
Mm.
level. I think I'm gonna enjoy the job. So please help me so that we could create strong legislation, create uh, not just the big ticket legislation, but also the small, maybe sometimes neglected pieces of legislation, like creation of more Sharia courts or the creation of more courts, no, so that we could improve access to justice, or use simple upgrade of hospital capacities,
Mm.
especially in light of this pandemic. How we're able to improve the logistical side, no, of connecting people and hospitals. That's a problem. There's a current ayuda system, right?
Mm.
Where we give financial support to those who need it the most on account of the pandemic. Is there something else we could do with this? Is there something else we could improve on the current system, on the current setup? What are the lapses in execution that we could improve, that we could change, that we could adopt, that we could just delete, for example? These are things that we're excited to work out, right? And yeah, I think that's how we could make a difference.
All right. So we are gonna go on a very quick break first, but when we come
Okay,
back,
okay.
we're gonna talk to attorney. We're still gonna talk to attorney, and we're gonna get to know more about the Kasama party list. So for those of you who are watching, please do stay tuned, and we're gonna be back after these few announcements.
We'll be back shortly, making a difference. Only here on V81 Radio, Manila. Get into the treasure trove of undiscovered music through Napalm, your new all-Pinoy alternative music. Whether it's rock, metal, reggae, soul, or pop, we have it covered. Napalm features upcoming Pinoy artists and musicians, hosted by Lace Jimenez and Thunder God Bernard. So sit back and relax and enjoy Napalm, only here on V81 Radio, Manila.
It's a tough business out there. So many uncertainties, operational difficulties, deadlines. We provide the solutions and services that your company needs at the best price, guaranteed, with our global principles. And experienced partners, we bring solutions to your current and future business. Inolution, supporting your business as always.
Now back to Making a Difference, only here on V81 Radio, Manila.
All right, welcome back to Making a Difference. So, for those of you who are just tuning in right now, my name is Erika Mison, and I'm the host of Making a Difference here on V81 Radio Manila. So, again, for those of you who are watching, please don't forget to follow Making a Difference here on Facebook. And for those of you who are watching on YouTube, hello. And thank you for tuning in on YouTube, on V81 Radio Manila's YouTube. You can find our other episodes, our past episodes on V81 Radio's YouTube channel and on Making a Difference Facebook page. If you want to know more shows, we actually have more shows on V81 Radio Manila. So if you want to find out or if you want to watch our other shows, please do check out V81 Radio Manila's Facebook page naman this time. Okay, so before the break, we actually have a guest for today who was here a couple of seasons back. I think it's been like over a year already. If I'm not mistaken, that was probably around season 2 or season 3 of Making a Difference. So he's here again, and he is actually a nominee, first nominee of a party list. So we got to talk to him about his personal life, what he's been up to, and what's it like being the first nominee of a party list at such a young age. So he's still here today, and if you have any questions or if gusto niyo magpa-shoutout, I think meron nang gusto magpa-shoutout kay attorney. Please do feel free to comment down below whether you're watching on Facebook or on YouTube channel as well. So I'd like to call back our guest, Attorney Layl Matba, again, the first nominee from the party list. Right. Hi, Attorney. Okay, and we actually guest for today. And he is the senior consultant actually of the KASAMA party list. I'd like to introduce to you Sir Ferdinand Noel Mison, or as people know him, si Kuya Weng. Hello, Sir Noel.
Hi, Erika. Nice to see you. It's been a while since last saw you. Siguro mga isang oras na.
It's nice to see you here. Thank you for here to be with Noel as well. All right. So now I think we want to know more about the KASAMA party list. So maybe Sir Noel, you could explain just a bit. I think si attorney is just having some issues with his audio. But maybe you could explain a bit about the KASAMA party list. How was it formed actually?
Okay, let's start from the concept. In 2017, we were with the provincial government of Tawi-Tawi. I was working as a consultant. And then I'll tell you a story on what happened. We had this event in Cagayan de Tawi-Tawi in Matba. So the governor decided we had concept. Since medyo madilim sa area, ang kuryente hindi masyadong stable. Let's try the concept of let's put up street lights all over. So we did. So we were there for about 3 days. On the first night, when we were able to set up only three, because we were setting up about 100 street lights. The street, we were there. And then the governor was walking, and then I saw him talking with an old woman. And so I saw them, they were speaking in Sama. And suddenly I saw tears coming from the old woman. And then after which, lumapit ako, and then he talked with me, and I asked him, sabi niya, ano nangyari? Bakit umiiyak si Lola? I said, hindi. You know what she said? Ang sabi niya, alam mo, maraming salamat dahil hindi ko ine-expect na sa buong buhay ko kakakita ako ng liwanag dito sa kalye namin. Sa ganito pala pagka may ilaw sa kalye. And she was about 8 years old.
Mm-mm.
So sabi niya, pwede na akong mamahinga dahil secure na ako, na yung mga pamilya ko, kahit papano, maliwanag dito sa harap ng bahay namin sa kalye. So with this in mind, our senior advisor, he wants to remain incognito. Right? He was the one that conceptualized the idea of KASAMA. So sabi natin, kahit saan tayo pumunta, sabi niya, dapat doon tayo kung may problema, sila at lumapit sa atin, kasama natin sila. So from Tawi-Tawi, to summarize, we're now all over. Okay? All over the Philippines. Because pag kasama ka, dapat walang iwanan. So if we're only focusing on fishermen, like in Tawi-Tawi, fishermen, may lalapit sa inyo na mga single mothers. Pwede mo bang hindian yon na hindi tulungan? May lalapit sa iyo mga teacher na nakikiusap para sa livelihood program na para makatulong sa mga parents para mapapunta nila yung mga anak nila sa eskwelahan. Natin pwedeng hindian. So, we decided as a group, ibahin natin yung concept ng party list na isa lang. Isama na natin lahat. Kasama na lahat. So, very diverse. Our organization is very diverse. We have different organizations helping us, private. We have also government, local government units helping us. We have different mayors, governors, even congressmen by our side. So we collaborate with them all the way from Tawi-Tawi to Zamboanga to Camiguin Island, and then up to Agusan del Norte, and then we cross. We have in Bohol, then we have in Palawan, then we cross again. We have here in Manila, in Cavite, in Parañaque, then we also have pati yung mga ITAs in Subic, Zambales. Yung tulungan po natin yan sila, naalalayan, all the way up, going up to Pangasinan. So, in totality, to summarize it all, ang Kasama Party List is an inclusive group. So, what we want to share is for us to have a mindset that our country, we have to be an inclusive society.
Yeah. Right. Okay. So we actually have a question here, and it's related then to my next question. No? But we have a question here by Lorenzo Zapata. May we know the advocacy of Kasama Party List, or maybe you could explain what Kasama Party List does.
I think si Layl is
Okay,
can
the
do that
attorney.
summary.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, okay. Yes, we can hear you. You're back.
Actually, whatever Tito Noel said a while ago, some parts of it already answers the question. Let me just tie them up together, okay? So we started out representing cultural minorities, okay? Let me speak in Tagalog, ano? Naramdaman kasi natin sa cultural minorities na parang napag-iiwanan ang cultural minorities sa kaunlaran dito sa ating lipunan, dito sa ating bansa. So dahil napag-iiwanan, kaya rin yan isa sa mga rason bakit ang pangalan ay Kasama. Kasi nga napag-iiwanan, so nais namin maging, baka naman pwedeng, kasama rin, di ba, sa kaunlaran. Ngayon, nung umikot tayo, ayun nga, matagal naman nating alam na to, pero iba yung nakakasalamuha mo, nakakausap mo, na marami talaga palang naiiwan sa ating lipunan. Mga mangingisda, mga magsasaka, mga PWD, mga senior citizen, no? Na natutuwa rin naman sila sa advocacy na pag sinasabi natin para ito sa mga napag-iiwanan sa lipunan, kaya nga po kasama, no? Meron tayong message ng inclusivity, meron tayong mensahe ng pagkakaisa, ano? Kasi ito rin, isa pang advocacy rin sa kasama, ano? Mahalaga rin po nating masabi. Sa nakaraan po na 6 na taon, no? Masyado nang naging mapanghati, no, ang ating politika. Masyado na nating sinabing, yung mga yan, mga dilawan, yung mga yan, DDS, ayaw ko yung mga yan. Nalimutan na natin, no, na ako, ikaw, kayo, sila, lahat tayo, ang Pilipino rin tayo. Nalimutan natin na kaya nating tingnan ng isa't isa mata sa mata na magkakasama pa rin naman tayo. Yun naman ang mensahe natin, pagkakaisa dito. At walang iwanan sana. Yun po yung advokasya natin sa kasama.
Okay. Attorney, since we have you, may mga nagpapa-shoutout na sa'yo. So
Okay.
baka meron na dito si Rebellias Medina. Shoutout.
Rab, oo. Huwag ka na muna dito, mag-aral ka muna. Huwag ka dito. Sige na,
Ayan.
mag-aral ka, shout out.
Meron-
Ayan ang shout out ko
meron
sa'yo,
din.
mag-aral ka muna.
Meron din si Paco Erlano. Pa-shout out po kay Rosh Jai.
Uy, kayo,
Dami
mga
mong
namimiss ko
fans,
na kayo.
attorney. Dami.
Pako, oo. Tagal
May-
ko nang hindi nakikita yung mga yan. Oo.
May isa pa, attorney, si Kush Ravin Jai. Pa-shout out daw po.
Oo, Kus. Kamusta ka na dyan? Sa malaki na, oo. Tagal ko na kayong mga hindi nakikita. Oo.
Ayan. So, again,
Sige.
if may mga tanong kayo for both attorney and Sir Noel, please do comment down below, or again, if gusto nyo magpa-shoutout, ayan, nagpapa-shoutout na ngayon. Okay, so going back to the KASAMA party list, no, given all of that, both Sir Noel and Attorney Layl, you both explained the advocacies of the KASAMA party list, no? What then separates you, KASAMA party list, from the other party lists here in the Philippines?
Ganun din nga. Katulad, sorry.
No, go ahead.
Oo. Ibabalik ko lang din dun sa sinabi ko. By the very nature kasi ng paano ba? Just like what I said a while ago, ang mensahe kasi natin sa kasama ay pagkakaisa. I cannot speak for other party lists. I don't want to engage in negative campaigning, bashing the other party lists. But what I do know dito sa produkto natin, dito sa kasama, gusto nga natin magkakasama tayo eh. Diba? Walang naiiwanan. Bakit yung access to health ng mas mayayaman sobrang layo kaysa sa dun sa mahirap? Bakit ang ambulansya, no, nung mga na barangay tanod pa ang magda-drive, no, tapos hindi pa bayad, wala pang hazard pay yung mga barangay tanod na nag-drive dito? Bakit ganon yung serbisyo sa ibang tao? Bakit pag mayaman mas madali, mas magaan ang buhay? Naipag-iiwanan po yung mga iba nating kababayan. So, ulitin ko po, ang mensahe natin ay sama-sama tayong aasenso, sama-sama tayong Teka, may iniiwasan tayong tagline eh. Siyempre ayaw nating nandyan ba yung mga Tito Noel, nandyan ka ba?
Yes.
Anyway, ang point ko lang ay sama-sama pa rin tayo sana na uunlad na walang mga maiiwan sa lipunan.
All right. And Sir Noel, sorry, you were saying something
I
about it.
would like to add that, alam na po natin na ang Pilipinas, we're really diverse in terms of we have 8 major languages. Tapos, meron ba tayong more than 120 what we used to call dialects, but in reality, lingwahe rin ito. Napakaiba. Pero as we all say, there's still yung pagkakaiba ng kasama party. Lahat po sila merong kanya-kanyang grupo, organisasyon, may specific, no? Tama po yung ginagawa nila. Tama lahat. Let's give credit where credit is due. All the party lists, of course, they would want to represent a group or themselves. Sa kasama party list, napag-isipan lang namin na let's move a notch higher from the objective of all party lists. Let's unite everybody. Since we're very diverse, kakaiba tayo eh. There is unity in diversity.
Okay.
So,
I like that.
yan ang isusulong natin. Even the UN in 1995 during the World Summit, they wanted to unite. Kaya nga United Nations. So during the World Summit, ano ang sinusulong nila since 1995? It's having an inclusive society. So, Tagalogin mo kung ano ang inclusive society. Lagyan natin sa Pilipino. Ano ang inclusive society? Lipunang kasama ang lahat. So,
Okay.
kaya yun ay sinusulong natin. So,
Okay.
be it a small issue or a big issue, tinutugan na namin yan. Kahit sa mga maliliit na barangay dito po sa Manila. In fact, let's go on specifics. Let's go on specifics. Lately, we have a group which is kakaiba. These are the Girl Scouts. The Girl Scouts.
Okay.
The Chief Girl Scouts, they're proposing a project in their barangay. One small barangay, napakaliit na barangay. Libreng gamot para sa mga senior citizens.
Okay.
So, for now, they are targeting sa barangay nila around 30 individual senior citizens. Now, nabalitaan nila yung kasama parties. Lumaki. So, why not? Let's help them out. Kasi kasama natin eh. Pilipino tayo lahat. Kahit pa, isipin natin. Di ba? Kahit nasa Jensan ka, kahit nasa Bicol ka, o Caviteño ka, or Manileño ka, o kahit Ilocano ka, pare-pareho tayong Pilipino. So, dapat, kasama tayong lahat. Kasama natin lahat. Sa ayaw at sa gusto mo, nandito kami, hindi kami pwedeng humindi. Even our supporters, they don't even know that they are part of us. Kasi most of our supporters, they just support because they want to help. Both private and public. Marami po tayong mga lugar dito sa Pilipinas na marami support. But maybe later on, when we go on specifics on the projects, babanggit natin yung we have to give credit kasi ang kasama party list, we're already on the ground since 2019. We are a working party list. I think that's the difference among the others. But ang importante, i-recognize po nating lahat ang mga party list. Dapat po, bumoto po tayo sa mga party list. Pumili lang tayo kung alin. Pero sayang yung boto eh, dahil ang party list nakakatulong po yan sa atin. I think Layl has data on the party's votes na parang nahihinayang kami, hindi nabobotohan. Layl, can you expound?
Yeah, according to our in-house data team, right? So last elections, the turnout, the national turnout for the senatorial elections was something like 70-75%. But for the party list elections, it was just 42%.
Okay, that's pretty low.
That's pretty low. So for this coming elections, sayang kasi yung sistema, ano? This is another opportunity for Filipinos to have representation in Congress. It would be best, ano, for the party list system as a whole, if our turnout, if our choices, no, in the party list elections would be heard. So please go out, vote, and don't forget about Kasama Party List 112, okay? 112, 112 in the ballot. Madaling tandaan, 1 plus 1 equals 2.
Oo nga, no?
Yeah,
That's a
112.
good one. Right. 112 sa balota, as they say.
Yes.
Okay. We have a question here. I want to ask actually both Attorney and Sir Noel from MGSCARC. Since we were just talking about this now, how can we actually encourage the youth and the napag-iwanan to join or vote for the Kasama party list?
How will we encourage? How do we encourage? You could get to know more about who we are, what we stand for, and what we've done. Ano? Maybe we could just link it, or I think we could just flash our links sometime down this program. We have a website. Yeah, pretty much there. Basically get to know more about us so that, you know, it's difficult to choose someone or something for that matter you haven't really researched or got to know more of. So my answer would be, yeah, get to know more about us. We have resources about that. We'll link it. We'll link in the description below.
parang anong YouTuber na.
Yeah,
Alright.
yeah.
Okay. Any goals or what are the goals talaga of the Kasama party list? Anyone can, attorney or
Well, we have a we have a vision that we've been talking about. No? Ano nga tong vision natin? Since kasama tayong lahat, parang dapat lipunan kasama lahat by 2025. But,
Yeah.
yeah. Let's go for that. Oh,
Yeah.
kasama natin lahat. United as one.
right?
Yeah.
No.
Basically that.
Any
And-
yeah, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, and doing that, we have to be active. We have to be participative. We have to be inclusive.
Mhm.
So that's why niyaya po natin yung mga young. One of the reasons bakit si Atty. Layl ang pinili po namin. Dahil kaming medyo nasa senior na, meron po kaming mga ibang, lalo na sa physical aspect na hindi na namin makakayanan, lalo na sa pag-ikot sa national at pagtugon sa mga kailangan ng lahat ng mga tao. And besides the qualifications of Atty. Layl being an attorney, iba po kasi sa Kongreso. Iba yung attorney ka because this is legislation. So at least with the background of Layl and former chief of staff for 3 years, I mean, in and out yan. Most especially, makakatulong po yan. Lalo na sa mga LGUs natin, yung mga budget nyo, makakatulong po si attorney, makakatulong ang kasama party list. All we need to do is let's just talk about it. In case meron tayong pangangailangan, lapitan nyo lang kami. Tingnan natin, mapapag-usapan naman lahat yan. Let's see where we could help you out. Basta kaya po namin, tutulong kami. Basta, yun nga, babalik po tayo. Kasi kasama po tayong lahat.
Right. Yes. Agree. So, what are your? I'm sure people are curious to know. No? Do you have any upcoming projects for Kasama party list, or maybe ongoing? It can be any ongoing, upcoming. Maybe you both would want to share what projects you have and are in store by the Kasama party list.
What do we mean by projects?
Specific activities that the party is doing right now.
Yes.
Oh, okay. At the moment kasi, we're focused on gearing up for the campaign, for the campaign period. That's not a project per se, but I'm sure everybody understands that our focus would be winning the upcoming May 9 elections. We've had completed projects, right? Nung season 1, no, ng ECQ sa Pilipinas. Season 2, I don't know. It's been too many seasons already. We joined, the outpouring of assistance for others. We donated PPEs to frontliners, to policemen, to nurses. We coordinated for face masks as well, right? We gave out relief packs also. Like I said a while ago, pretty much like NGO work, what you'd see, what you come to know, pretty much like student council. The only difference now is that our actions have built in. Our decisions have built-in political action, and we're in it to contest elections.
Alright.
Yeah. On our side, because we've divided the group into several working groups. So we have an ongoing discussion, especially the last time we were in Zambales with the Atty line, with the IPs, the ITA family. And meron po silang mga hinanaing na we're trying to address. Tinutulungan po namin sila both sa livelihood program namin. We have even partnered with private organizations like the ABG, International Aviation Academy. No? Meron kaming sinusulong doon na livelihood program nila sa farming nila, mga racing, mga manok. At the same time, yung in partnership with the Win Foundation with Attorney Quijano kasi he's one handling para sa mga ITAG doon. So we also have projects ongoing discussion in order to expand the projects in Puyo and Magsaysay, Palawan in coordination with Mayor McCoy and Mayor Ambrea. Yung mga fish trader doon, yung mga problema nilang hindi nila ma-transport yung mga isda nila. So we're trying to parang business matching role of we have private individuals who are part of the KASAMA group na who's more than willing to help out these programs like this. So marami po tayong iba pang mga even completed projects. I'll tell you because the people behind, some of the people behind the KASAMA party list have already done big ticket projects.
Okay.
I'll tell you one thing. The biggest project of the people behind KASAMA party list who are partly behind and members have already closed a deal, and it's an ongoing project. It's a 4 million euro project, solar power plant down in Sitangkay. It's the last municipality of the Philippines down south. So it's about, by fast speedboat, it's an hour going to Sabah, Malaysia. This is the first of its kind na, alam niyo po, ito po ay grant. Okay? 4 million euro grant. And the people behind this na tumutulong sa atin ngayon, sila rin po ang the same people na nakasara nitong power project. So it involves the people from the MSU, involves the people from the Welco, it involves the people from UNIDO, from the Linda Group, from the local government project. So ito po, kasama po natin yan sila. Okay? So dahil ito, trabaho lang para sa mga kasama natin. So tayo, we're confident na we can continue this through the help ng mga kasama po natin para iangat din natin yung mga ibang kasamahan natin na nangangailangan.
Okay, thank you so much for sharing your projects, and we look forward to seeing more of KASAMA party list. So again, 112 everyone, for those of you who are watching, hope you can support KASAMA. Party list 112 sila sa balota, as they would say. So I just want to ask, I think I'll throw this question at Attorney. No? Attorney, what do you think are the big, how do I say, big problems that our country is facing today? And what can we do to solve them? Like, what are the solutions to those problems?
Oh, wow. Okay.
Now, I keep throwing first questions at you. No, Attorney.
It's okay. It's just like what I said a while ago. It's the pandemic, still the pandemic, and kabuhayan, livelihood of people. No, the pandemic exposed weaknesses in our healthcare system and how we not just for government, no, but how we as a society handle crises of this scale. Na weaknesses natin sa healthcare system natin. May mga problema tayo sa PhilHealth. Halimbawa, marami pong ospital idinadalo sa atin na hindi pa raw nababayaran yung kanilang mga PhilHealth na reimbursables o PhilHealth claims. Kinakausap natin ng PhilHealth, ano bang problema talaga? At meron din talaga silang problema. Itong mga bagay na to, these are innumerable details that could be fixed. Again, no other way of doing this but through legislation, because everything is in the details. The devil is in the details, Erica. And we just have to sit down, buckle down, and get the work done, and just go through every minute detail so that the healthcare system works. The same thing for livelihood. Uh, Things have changed. How we conduct business has changed. There are new costs. There are new how do we say this? Mga bagong diskarte ba sa paghahanap buhay. And as we change a society, our laws also have to change, also have to adapt, right? On top of that are the old problems we've had. Merong endo, merong mga labor-only contracting. There's union busting, not enough unionization in the Philippines. These sorry, what's this industrial peace is a problem, and still a problem in our country, right? Wages have not minimum wages have not caught up, no, with what was that, 5.7%? What was our GDP growth for the past year? I think it was something like 5.5%. Nasaan ba ito? Nararamdaman ba ito ng ordinaryong tao? Yung bus driver ba doon na nagtatrabaho, na nagsisipag, nararamdaman niya ba yung 5% growth na ito? No, yung mga ganong bagay po. But just to sum it up, dalawang bagay na lang, kasi pag masyado tayong maraming bagay na tinitingnan, na nahihilo na tayo, tapos hindi pa natin magagawa lahat. So ang focus lang natin, yung nakikita po natin, yung dalawang pinakamabibigat na problema natin ngayon bilang lipunan ay health, no, at saka trabaho.
All right, thank you, Attorney. I actually want to ask this next question to both Sir Noel and Attorney Layl, because I want to see. We have one who is, as he says, millennial pa, and then we have one guest who is a bit more senior, so that we can see their different perspectives. No, but why do you think the people should care about legislation? Why do you think it's so important to vote, especially this upcoming elections? Baka now we can start naman with Sir Noel.
Yes.
Yeah. Why legislation is important? Well, alam niyo po, dapat masaya po tayo ngayon. At meron tayong kalayaan na para bumoto. That alone is very important. It makes us, again, inclusive. Para maiparating natin kung ano yung gusto natin through individuals that we believe that would, help us, and most especially para sa pangkalahatan. And we could also use that to vote organizations, party list, na para sa tingin natin na makakatulong, hindi lang para sa atin. Ang isipin natin is para sa kasama natin, para sa kapitbahay natin sa kaliwa at kapitbahay natin sa kanan. So that's why it's very important to have legislation. Because at the end of the day, paano mo isusulong ang isang bagay kung wala kang papel? Paano mo ipipilit something na ipinaglalaban mo at sinasabi mo na ito, ganito yan, ganito, ganito. Wala kang ng papel. So, pag may papel ka, madali na natin protektahan yan. So that's why it's very important that we exercise our vote, most especially in the party list section of the vote. Kasi po, sayang pag hindi po natin.
All right, thank you, Sir Noel, for that insight. How about you, Attorney?
Madalas pag nagko-consultations tayo noon sa mga areas na alert 1 or 2 dati, no, tapos properly vaccinated naman tayo at yung mga kasama rin natin, madalas kung maririnig natin, bakit ba parating bangayan na lang, nag-aaway na lang, para magpasa ng batas, eh yung batas naman hindi naman namin makakain, hindi naman namin mapapakinabangan yon. So ito po yung sagot natin, ano. Unang-una, valid yung kritisismo ng tao. Eh, magbangayan, oo, pero nahihirapan na tayo, hindi tayo nakaka-deliver. So, ang solution po dyan, balik tayo sa tanong mo, why should we care about legislation? Kasi po, ang gagawin natin, ano, sa kasama party list, kung sakasakaling ang kasama ay ang mapipili ninyo, no, na party list, ang gagawin natin, no, simple lang, yung batas na makapaglalagay ng pagkain sa hapagkainan. Okay? Ngayon kasi legislation determines whether your public hospital is properly funded. Okay? Legislation determines whether you will have a bundle of rights to protect you from state abuse. Okay? Legislation determines whether you'll be able to place food on the table. It affects so many things. The minimum wage para dun sa mga kasama natin. Whether or not they're able to organize properly to collectively bargain and in good faith with their employers. Legislation determines, no, kung affects rather mga presyo ng bilihin, presyo ng krudo, ng gasolina, yung mga taxes na ipapataw sa atin. So, it would be really good advice, ano, for the youth, especially for the youth. Kung maginhawa kasi ang buhay ninyo, halimbawa, well, so many facets of your life are affected by legislation. So I suggest, ano, we better go out and vote and care about legislation because it affects your life and most importantly, the lives of others who do not have much in life. Let's help them out. Let's care about legislation.
Okay, thank you for that, Attorney. We have a question here, and I think Attorney might be able to answer this. No, it's another question by MGSRC. What can you do for a student organization in the Congress?
Again, what can I do for the
For
student
a
organization?
student organization in Congress. May
Well, what do you
represent.
need first?
Ah,
I don't understand. I don't
baka
understand.
I think it's more of like, pwede bang may representation ng mga youth or kabataan sa Congress, or maybe how can we be able to help?
Could you repeat the question again?
What can you do for a student organization in the Congress? Yun yung tanong ng viewer natin.
What can I do for a
For a
student organization
Uh,
when if we get elected?
Yeah.
Okay, you know what? Here's what we can do. Okay, let's sit down and talk so that we could thresh out what exactly the student organization needs, so that we could find out two things. One, what does this organization exactly need, and number two, how best we can help. So that would be my answer. Let's have a dialogue.
Okay. All right. So, yan. Please do feel free to reach out to Attorney Layl later on. Before I let them go, we'll be showing their contact details. But I asked this question to Attorney a while ago. No, I remember I asked, how can you personally make a difference? Now I want to ask, how can the Kasama party list make a difference? I want to hear from both, again, Sir Noel and Attorney Layl. Maybe, again, Sir Noel can start. But how can the party list make a difference?
Well, Kasama party list in itself is a diverse group of individuals and organizations with one objective. Ano objective namin? Okay. Is to have an inclusive society. Is to make everyone join and participate. Para kailangan po natin is for each and every individual na maramdaman na sila ay kasama. Hindi iiwanan. So with Kasama party list, sasaka ka, mangingisda ka, OFW ka, tricycle driver ka, part ka ng mga badyaw, part ka ng mga AITA, ng mga IPs, sundalo ka, PNP, teacher, or even the politicians involved, kasama po tayong lahat. Kailangan maramdaman natin na each and every one is kasama natin. Because with that in mind, there is a sense of security. When an individual has a sense of security, that individual can do so much, can focus now to help in whatever they can. The others who are in need. So ganun ang role ng kasama.
Okay. Thank you, Sir Noel. How about attorney?
The question is, how can we make a difference? Is that it? How can Kasama Party List
Yes.
make a difference?
Mm-mm.
Ang gusto ko, ang gusto natin sa Kasama, kapag yung cultural minority, yung magsasaka, yung mangingisda, yung PWD, yung single parent, at lahat ng iba pang napag-iiwanan, nakakalimutan na sektor ng lipunan, na kapag nakita nila ang Kasama Party List, ay maramdaman nila na pwede pa, na posible pa, na kaya pa, na hindi na sila maiiwan, na kasama na rin sila sa kaunlaran.
Nice. Okay. Thank you so much, attorney. So, Sir Noel, Attorney Layl, where can our viewers reach out to you? Or maybe, I know a while ago, attorney, you mentioned that you have a website. So baka some of the viewers here would want to know where or how they could reach out to you.
To my fellow millennials, link in the description down below. Yeah, we'll just link it down. Just you know what to do. Like, subscribe, and share. Yeah, follow us on. We don't have a YouTube page yet. I don't think we should have vlogs.
Yeah,
Anyway,
yes, that's a good idea.
Thinking out loud. Anyway, yeah, we'll just. I don't know. I think you have our details. You could just flash it on the screen.
It's there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so
Okay. Thank you.
if you want to reach out to them, you can email them at kasama.partylist@gmail.com, or you can check them out pala. They're also on Facebook as well. You can search for Kasama Party List, and their website too. That's kasama.org.ph. And please do support the Kasama Party List by voting for number 112 on the ballot this coming election. So, before I let you go,
Yeah.
yes, you go ahead.
If you see us out there, don't hesitate to call us.
Wow.
Or, even for coffee, we'll sit down and see what we can do.
Yeah.
Okay.
That would be great. That would be beautiful.
Magkakataran kami, makikita mo nyo yan.
Dyan lang daw sila, as they say. Tabi-tabi. Yan yung mga terms. But yeah, please do feel free to reach out to them. They're very open and they would love to hear your suggestions as well. And I can see that both attorney and Sir Noel are very much open to hear from you guys. As what they said nga, kasama po tayo lahat-lahat. So, before I let you both go, Sir Noel, Attorney Layl, maybe may mga personal shout-outs. May mga gusto nyo mag-shout-out, or do you any last words? Baka let's start again with Sir Noel.
Yeah. Okay. Well, napakarami pong gusto mong pa-shout-out, and there's so many individuals that we want to give credit where credit is due. But baka hindi po tayo matapos kung iisa-isahin natin. So, siguro, in a different segment, let's go into detail. Maybe, hopefully, during the campaign trail, let's go into detail and we'll shout out everybody. We'll even have a one-on-one question and answer for it. Yeah. So, but for now, Nagpapasalamat kami for V81 for inviting us, giving us the opportunity, especially these past 2 years. I've been on backstage supporting, Erika on this one, and now I'm up in front last year. So, and at the same time, marami pong salamat sa inyong lahat na kahit pa paano ay nakikinig po kayo sa amin, sa aming sabihin. So, my take on this is most especially for the young. Kasi alam naman natin the younger generation is palagi ang pag-asa ng bayan. Kasi kami pong mga nakakatanda, why, especially me, why am I involved in this? Because whatever I have experienced, gusto ko pong ipasa yan sa mga nakakabata. Kasi they have more time now, they have more energy, they have new ideas, they're very passionate. Okay? So tayo naman nakakatanda, itong passion ng mga nakakabata, suportahan natin. Suportahan natin sila. Para naman sa atin din yan eh. Kung ano ang magawa nila, it will revert back to us sa mga kasama natin. So at the same time here, tayong mga magkakasama, let's try to lift each other up. So, again, ang kasama party list believes that there is unity and diversity. Again, I'm going to say that this kasama party list is a diverse group of individuals and organizations with one objective in mind: having an inclusive society. Inclusive society, lipunang kasama ang lahat. So, 112 kasama party list in May 2022. Salamat.
Alright.
Mabuhay po.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Sir Noel, and thank you for continuing to support making a difference. Singit ko lang, may nagtatanong po kasi if you are my older brother. So, I will just...
I agree with that.
You guys can guess. Feel free to guess kung ano.
Feel free to guess if you have any questions.
If we are related. Okay. Alright. Thank you. So, guess na lang po kayo kung related ba talaga kami ni Sir Noel. Okay. Attorney Layl, any shout-outs?
Shout-outs?
Shout-out.
I haven't perfected this part of the game yet. I know it's shout-outs to people.
Practice na.
But I think you were asking also some parting shot, right? Did I hear that right?
Sorry, what was that?
You were asking also for some last words?
Yes. Oh, yes.
I don't know how to top Tito Noel's message. Siguro ganito na lang, ano? Life is tough, right? Mahirap na nga ang buhay. Dumating pa yung pandemya, lalo humirap pa. Mahirap na nga tumataas na ang presyo ng bilihin noon pa, bago pa yung pandemya. Ngayon, lalong mas mahirap. Noon, mahirap na nga humanap ng trabaho, lalo pa ngayon, dumating pa yung pandemya. Pag kasi kanya-kanya lang tayo, watak-watak tayo, and galing din to sa personal experience ko, katulad doon sa earlier segment na ikwento ko po, mahirap kasi. Mahirap kasi pag isa-isa lang tayo, kanya-kanya lang tayo na gagalaw. Oo, magkakaiba tayo ng naiisip, ng nararamdaman, ng naranasan, ng gusto mangyari. Pero ako, at kami, at tayo, dito sa Kasama Party List, naniniwala naman tayo na kaya pa rin naman natin makahanap ng common ground. Ito kasi ang nalimutan na natin sa nakaraang mga taon, na kailangan parang basketball, team ko, team mo, manalo, matalo. How does the, it's the school we choose, or is it the different? Anyway, you get the point, right? So, suddenly, we've reduced our politics to it's us versus them, which is not the case. We should not be the case. Okay? Hindi ito laban sa isa't isa. Ito ay laban sa pandemya, laban sa kahirapan, laban sa kawalan ng trabaho. Diba? Sa darating na halalan po, kailangan matandaan natin, maalala natin bilang mga Pilipino na magkakasama tayo. Na it's as basic as 1 + 1 = 2. Kailangan kasi natin ng kasama eh. Kailangan natin ng kasama pag may nais tayong mga itawid na hangarin natin, no? Yun lang po, sana maalala po natin, 112, madali namang tandaan, kahit na nasa gitna siya ng balota, mamaya po makikita po natin siguro, no? Nasa gitna ng balota kasi yung numero natin. 112, pero madaling tandaan. 1 + 1 = 2. Kasama party list. Maraming salamat po.
Thank you so much, Attorney Layl, Matba, and Sir Ferdinand, Noel, Mison, for being here on Making a Difference, for being our season ender, actually. So thank you so much, and we wish you all the best with the upcoming elections, and we look forward to seeing more of Kasama Party List. So again, thank you so much for being here, and I will talk to you soon. Take care po sa inyong dalawa. Salamat. Salamat.
Okay.
Maraming salamat po.
Thank you. All right. So those were our two guests for today, Attorney Layl Matba, the first nominee of the Kasama Party List, and senior consultant of the Kasama Party List, Sir Ferdinand Noel Mison. They are actually our season ender for this season 5 of Making a Difference. So again, I hope you learned from both of our guests today, and I do hope that you will continue to support. I've seen a lot of supporters of the Kasama Party List watching you today. Thank you so much for tuning in here dito sa Making a Difference of V81 Radio Manila. And for those of you who would want to support the Kasama Party List, again, you can check them out on Facebook. They also have a website, that's kasama.org.ph. And don't forget, yun nga daw, 112, that's 1 + 1 = 2 sa balota. Okay, so that's it for today's episode, and that ends our 5th season of Making a Difference. Again, I would like to thank you all for continuing to support Making a Difference. Thank you sa V81 Radio Manila for being a platform for making a difference. Thank you din sa people behind the scenes, yan si Kuya Andre, ang aming tech person. Thank you so much sa tulong niyo po, and to my team, that's Angel, Troy, and Hannah. Thank you to the three of you for helping us as well, for helping me dito sa Making a Difference. Thank you so much. And special thanks pala, sorry, forgot to say thank you also to Sir Sean, or si Kuya Sean, who is also part of the Kasama Party List. He's part of the team. Thank you for coordinating with us. I enjoyed this episode, and I hope everybody enjoyed this episode as well. And of course, thank you din sa mga viewers ko, may mga viewers, especially those who have been watching since season 1 of Making a Difference. Thank you all so much. My family, they've been supporting me ever since day 1. Thank you. And of course, to God, of course, number 1, thank you for blessing Making a Difference. So that's it for today. We are gonna resume. We're gonna go on, of course, our season break, but we are gonna resume on March 5. All right. So again, if you want to watch my previous episodes, especially during the break, you can watch them on Making a Difference Facebook page, or you can also check V81 Radio Manila's YouTube channel. So all my episodes are on both Facebook and on YouTube, even the episode also with Attorney Layl couple of years ago. So thank you all so much for being here today, and I will see you all on March. Continue to stay safe, everyone. Bye, and take care.
the program for the millennials that will showcase young professionals' worth, aspirations, and successes in doing what they believe is right, progressive, and inclusive. Making a difference. Making a difference. Join them as they discover the path to self and societal fulfillment while making a difference. Hosted by empowered and cool millennial Erika Mison. Together with her cool millennials, they will be making a difference. Every Saturday, 1 p.m. Philippine time. Only here on V81 Radio, Manila. Tunog Pinoy, Tatak Pinoy, your all hits, all Pinoy digital radio station in South Manila. This is V81 Radio.
Ito ang paborito ng bawat Pilipino. Basta all hits, all Pinoy, panalo. Merong kwentong iyakan at tawanan. Kahit nasaan ka man, ito'y mapapakinggan. Ito ang radio mo, ito ang radio ko.
V81 Radio, V81 Radio.
Dahil mahal namin kayo.
V81 Radio, V81 Radio.
Para sa inyo ito, V81 Radio.